name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 23rd, 2025. It is 2:03 a.m. So I have some tweets to share with you. Even though I should be editing whatever I recorded yesterday, I'm still editing that. I'm gonna go over some new stuff that I saw popping up on my timeline. So we're gonna cover that, get it out of the way. Otherwise, these tweets will be waiting and probably never be recorded. All right, so these are the numbers for this channel. Analytics. Okay, 3,538 views in the last 48 hours. So let's go on Twitter. So I believe this is the first tweet. Let me make sure, because there are a couple retweets of that speech thing. Okay, what's that? Okay, HMS Glasgow mumbling as usual. What's HMS? I'm not 100% sure what this abbreviation. But this is Kate who's giving a speech. Okay, 22 seconds. Let's listen.
I have the pleasure to name this ship HMS Clasgow.
HMS.
May God bless her and all who sail on her.
It's like two or three sentences. Was she looking in a card? Let me see again. Yeah, she's looking here.
I have the pleasure to name this ship HMS Clasgow. May God bless her and all who sail on her.
She was looking at something. But anyway, let's see some of the comments here. Couldn't memorize one sentence and had paper attached to the podium for her to read. Wow, said Queen in Waiting. Kate Middleton is lazy and mediocre. LOL, the image here that got me. She had to read one sentence, which she had to read from notes on the lectern. And even that sentence was difficult as she could not vocalize the abbreviation HMS. If you listen to her diction, she does not pronounce each letter separately. The H blends into the M. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm a good speaker. You could see even me reading this. Sometimes I could hardly see them anyway. But the position she knew, okay? It's not like they, stumble upon William by accident, but she chased him. She knew what was ahead. She knew all of those things. But yet, there it is. If she can do that, what hope is there for her? Bet Bulliam was so embarrassed. LOL. Was he there too? Who told him to marry an airhead? Let's see, there's one comment here. Can I see it? Nope. Well, from what I've heard, I could be wrong. From what I've heard is that the people that he wanted to marry, they all said no. But I guess she was the last resort. The fact she needs a note card is crazy. The long awkward pause had me like, It's called having manners and speaking in a nice way. I'm no place to dictate or how people should, about public speaking. I could understand this is hard, but the thing is that this is her language. English is her language, and she knew what the job was about. I don't know. She was standing there like a child waiting for you to tell them how good they did, and the crowd didn't know what to do. It was a delay in the clapping. I saw that too. Yeah. Let's go to the next tweet, because a lot of other tweets will make reference to that speech. There's probably a couple videos of it again. Couple tweets with that same video. Yep, there it is again. Katie applauds Katie for a job well done. Kate Middleton. Okay, we just saw the video. Wonder how long it took her to learn those 3 sentences. And to pronounce one sentence, I have the pleasure to name the ship HMS. what's HMS stand for? His Majesty Ship? I think, I'm not 100% sure. HMS Glasgow. May God bless her and all who sail on her. The half-witted and articulate Kate Middleton had to read it on a stand. P.S. I'm also wondering how many people understood her when she said HMS Glasgow. Okay, what an inspiring and uplifting speech, Kate. Exceptional. OMG, is this serious? A few words from a piece of paper is all Kate can achieve in the name of work. Hey, she's still there. I bet you she spent 6 months learning those 3 words. Okay, I'm not body shaming her, but good Lord, there's the bone here. It must take many years and training to be able to press a button. Oh wait, did she say HMS Glasgow? I don't know. Kate Middleton is a bland, boring, mediocre. She's applauded for breathing. I'm tired of everyone pretending it's a totally normal for her to be this thin. Okay, let me leave that alone. Let's move on. Again, the other tweet is making reference to her speech. Okay, there's that. They drove away the one who speaks 3 languages eloquently and has an international studies degree, so that the one who barely speaks 1 language intelligibly, has an art degree but knew nothing about fibered eggs, and need a note card to say 3 sentences in public can shine.
What did you study at college?
I double majored theater and international relations, and then I went and worked for the U.S. Embassy for a bit. And
where?
In Argentina, in Buenos Aires.
That's sensational.
Isn't it
You
great
speak
too?
Spanish?
I do now, but they speak
Right.
a very different kind of Spanish. It's Castellano, so it almost sounds like Italian.
Yeah.
International, not international. Okay, she's correct her spelling somewhere here. Okay, there's me here. Stop it. 2 sentences on cue card. This is the hard truth and difficult to swallow by the derangers. Meghan is way above Katie. The same with Harry to Willie. Harry may be balding, but he is still exude hotness. There's that. He is funny and charismatic. Reason why Willie is so insecure and envious. Okay, is she shining yet? Yes, because she's fully white, and even the most mediocre or less than means that she's better. If I'm even remotely explaining white supremacy, Meg is excellent nonetheless, and every way that matters count. I mean, she was an actress. She had to memorize lines after lines. Okay, and no one can take her shine or crown. Okay, it's just incredible how they will out Katie to embarrass herself. I don't know. I really truly think they're really putting a lot of pressure on her, pushing her, knowing that they're looking at Harry and Meghan, who's doing things so easy, flawless, without second thought, like it's part of their nature to do the things that they're doing. But the others, they're not into it. They're not into doing the work that they're pushing them to do. And they want them to compete with Harry and Meghan. These people live in competition throughout their lives. They set the rules, and then they can even bypass their rules. But they're putting the rules for others, and others are working their butt off to get to, to pass that rule. Meanwhile, the other ones, they know the rules are just nothing. They could rewrite it anyway, anytime that they want. So they're not really trying hard to be at, fighting as hard as the others who's trying to to get to the levels that the rules is set. They know, let's say, the people who set the rules, they know they could manipulate the rule for themselves. So there's no reason for them to try. So now the public is watching them. And meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are doing their thing flawlessly, like second nature, and they want them to compete. This is the thing they've been doing throughout history, competition. Even in everyday things where people should not be in competition of. So, I mean, it's like, how do they call this? The Colosseum kind of thing. This is how they want people to live. Okay, while they're sitting back watching people struggling and they're laughing at people struggling. I'm not talking about Kate and William, because they the group who's setting up the rules, but they can compete with the same rule they set. They're part of the people who make the rule. But when you see them, showing what they made of, there's none in comparison to those who's been struggling to reach to pass the rules that they set. But anyway, mediocre is what Willie wanted in a wife. He didn't want to be outshone the way Charles was by Princess Diana. Protected mediocre. God, this post made me laugh. Oh, so true. Alright, next tweet. Again, it's making reference to Kate's speech. It's just making reference to it. How creative. She chose a new name for the ship, and I think Clasgow has a much better ring to it than Glasgow. There's that. Nice. Happy Friday Eve, baby D. What's on your agenda this holiday weekend? Stirring up more trouble? I hope to eat lots of hot dogs, ribs, potato salad, and ice cream. Is that your cousin, baby D? Yes, and he's almost as cute as me. There's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, making reference to the speech again. You actually got up there and read a paper with 2 sentences, not even have the decency to memorize. Lazy. Yeah, I don't know. At least I would say the first sentence, memorize it, and then just look, take a pic. I don't know. Girl, what? They went all the way over there to give absolutely nothing as usual, so it really could have been an email. That is true. I wish the hell my handler would play me like that. They have no confidence in her. Like I will never get on podium and read 10 words. Give me a proper speech expanding on the significance of the ship, or I'll just memorize the 10 word. Okay, she's swinging too. Oh, okay. They're making reference to William when William is standing, still he's swaying kind of thing. I think that's what you mean by that. And Kate is doing the same thing too. I don't know. I didn't really see that in the video. What have I missed? Doesn't have to pretend to try since Meg left. She mumbled it too. This one makes sense. Doesn't have to pretend to try since Meghan left. Yeah, but the thing is that they keep on looking over the ocean to see what Harry and Meghan are doing. Next tweet. Okay, someone said, quote, she had cancer, alright, PR cancer. Alright, making reference to her. That's this here. Stop it right now. There's that. Well, okay, the squad are making a lot of GIFs. Okay, I thought the squad could be savage sometime. This is a whole new level of savagery. Botox cancer, perhaps. Oh my god, the GIF. Look at the butts. Let's move on. Next one. This is a video. I think it's something else. It's not the speech. Okay, what's this about here? Is this something I share already? Maybe a different caption. Okay, what's going to happen to royal family when, like this woman caller, Brit said enough of the Meghan, Sussex and Prince Harry bashing, because after all, 8 long years of toxic, unhinged smear campaign will tire even the most gullible, stupid people. Okay, 1 minute and 46 seconds. I have a feeling that I shared that already. Alright, let's listen.
How do I feel about it? Vanessa?
Yes.
I feel really happy with Harry and Meghan. She is a woman. It was her anniversary,
Yes.
Vanessa.
Yes.
Right? There's no need for all this cattiness and bitchiness. It's ridiculous.
Bitchiness.
And the other lady, the blonde,
Emily, yes, she's
a
a royal expert,
so
yes.
boring.
Oh, you think she's boring? Oh my gosh, I don't think she's boring. I think she's really something. She's very touching.
So I've seen her on all the other gutter rubbish what she's on.
Oh gosh.
Right?
Gosh, that's very...
Who's being catty now?
I was going to say the same
Wow.
thing. I mean, you hear what Kathy says, that Kathy let the novelist, who's being catty, Mother? It might be you, perhaps, is it?
I don't think it's me, Vanessa. These ladies are catty.
Oh, dear. Mother.
It's their anniversary. Let them enjoy it.
Mother, absolutely. People should always be allowed to enjoy their anniversary. But the whole thing, I've been covering the royals now for 15 years. I've met Meghan. She's lovely in person. I really liked her. They got married on my birthday. Well done them. But I think we also have to look at the reason why she's making these things public. I think it's fair comment that we should ask why and why now.
No, you don't need to ask why. Okay, she tackled this already in the Oprah interview.
Shouldn't you have an expectation
that you're going to have to lose privacy.
Well, it's two things here.
That's part of the deal.
Two things here. I think everyone has a basic right to privacy. Basic, right? And we're not talking about anything that anybody else wouldn't expect. So if you're at work and you have a photograph of your child on your desk and your coworker says, "Oh my gosh, your kid's so cute. That's fantastic. Can I see your phone so I can see all the pictures of your child?" You go, "No, this is the picture I'm comfortable sharing with you." And then if they double down and say, "No, but you already showed me that one, so you have to show me everything." You know what? I'm just going to hire someone to sit in front of your house or hide in the bushes and take pictures into your backyard because you've lost your right to privacy because you shared one image with me. That's sort of the flawed argument and its operating mechanism that they're confusing people to think. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with. There's no one who's on Instagram or social media that would say, because I shared this one picture, that entitles you to have my entire camera roll. Go ahead, look through it. No one would want that. So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy. I think that's just a basic understanding.
She decided this is those pictures. If you go on PYTE, I think I've shared those things, her board, maybe on this channel as well. So she already enjoyed those moments. These are the pictures she felt comfortable to share with us. These already been answered. These are the images she feels comfortable to share with the public. And it's not meant for these people. Okay? She know her fan base. She was doing it for her fans. The people who have been following her way before, even Tig, I believe, because I was reading some tweet where some people were saying they came across Meghan when she was doing some, I think 2008. There's some guest thing that she did on some TV shows or something like that. So she knew who she was catering to.
Yeah, it's still my baby. I wanted a place where I could share these great experiences I'm able to have and make it inspirational for people, but also a reminder that it's all attainable, you know? Like I didn't grow up with this kind of lifestyle or being interviewed or having fancy things. Like that is all very new. And so to be able to show like, you want that, you could totally have that and you are enough and you're worth it. And it's also been a great way for me to connect with people like Emily, who's right here. I only know her through Twitter, and I knew she was coming because I saw it on social media.
Stop it, really?
Yes, and she's going on a trip soon to Costa Rica to do some aid work because she said that my UN stuff inspired her. I wrote you a letter. I brought it.
Okay, that is amazing.
Well, you know, I feel a really big responsibility. Like if you have this kind of job and you have an opportunity to have a profile where people are listening to what you're saying, I really, truly think you need to be saying something that's valuable. So yes, you can talk about like, where did Rachel get that pencil skirt? Fine, sure. We can have that conversation. But I'd also like to talk about
women's rights.
Women's rights and like my work with UN Women or with World Vision or humanitarian trips or just really bolstering self-esteem that has nothing to do with the external.
Because some of her fans respect her. So she wanted to give her fans a sneak peek of some of the things she has been doing. Okay? She didn't go and show everything. She didn't show videos of every single thing that she did. Just a small snapshot in the moment of what they did. Okay? She already responded to that woman question. Why she's doing it? Because these are the pictures she felt comfortable to share with the public.
No, this is the picture I'm comfortable sharing with you. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with. So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy. I think that's just a basic understanding.
Her fans, not her. Okay? Not this woman that's on the screen here. Let's continue.
What do you think of that, Merva?
Why you never go on about the lazy one, Kate? Now stop, it's ridiculous.
Gosh, that seems very unkind as well, because we know she's been incredibly
Well, you guys are being unkind to Meghan. So that's the level of things here. Jeez.
well, and she's been incredibly brave and
brave
sort of,
on what?
honest about the whole thing. Merva, thank you so much for the call. Interesting to have your point of view, obviously. Let's go to Maria.
They're laughing, but they know they are embarrassed. All right, let's read what's there, because I think I covered this already, but some people keep on retweeting, so different conversation keeps on popping up. Okay, hey Camilla, what's going to happen is the Hate Meghan checks will stop coming in, some rent will start being paid, and we will soon see tons of what's that? Okay, YouTube Hate Meghan channels from these broken down old bats who praise that they will get enough engagement to get their bill paid. Okay, hopefully it's all fall apart quickly. 8 years, almost 9 is way too long. A time to be harassed, aligned, and bullied daily. The silver lining is Meghan scandal free but stays in the news. She maintained relevancy. That is absolutely 100% true. Scandal free. Even before marrying Meghan, even before marrying Harry. This is why they were doing all these investigations. When they didn't find anything, they were forcing people to lie. My goodness. Okay, here's the thing with Simon Rex.
I know we can rely on you for being a great guy. So what an incredible friend you were to Meghan Markle is. Have you guys hung out at all since then?
No, we haven't spoken. She just wrote me a very nice thank you letter, and I framed it, and that was very nice of her to do. She just appreciated that I was honest, but it's so funny that we live in a time where everyone's like, it's such a big deal. I just did the right thing. Right. You know, it's okay to feel like that should be the norm and the status quo, but it's like, whoa, it's so crazy. He told the truth. I think we should all be a little more honest.
Well, thank you for doing the right thing.
About how the media inflames this. I was called by the Sun newspaper. If you don't know what the Sun is, it's
got the topless girl on page 3. That's all you need to know.
And they called me about a month ago to ask if I'd write about how Meghan was like Wallace and how Meghan was going to destroy the royal family and the arguments between Meghan and Kate. And I said, I'm really sorry, I'm just not privy to all of this. I don't think I could do it. And the commissioning editor was really twisting my arm to write this article and say, but you could say, couldn't you, that X happened, and you could say that she's fired all her staff, and you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, I don't know that, I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour, and I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, you know, the flames are being fanned by the media.
All right. She maintained relevancy, gained new followers because regular people are curious about her, and her brand increases with every click, view, and comment. Her haters are too stupid to realize they're helping her. Yeah, exactly. This person explained it much better. I said it in probably some recent videos. Okay, as more people keep on finding out, this is the way why I started following her. The headlines. And I was like, that can't happen. There's no way an African American will be doing that. Oh, I might see the response to what I'm making reference to, because I respond to it. Let me go search for it. I found it after I finish read these, and I'll go to it. Okay. There's that here. Scandal free she is. That's why they keep trying to create scandals on her name, and they always fail miserably. Okay, most likely nothing. The Crown has gotten away with much worse. Okay, so this is the thing that making reference to similar to this. So that was 15 hours ago. And my response 8 hours ago. So hers was way before me. So someone wrote, let me put that on the list actually. It's very interesting because this should have been something I put on the list. If I did, I forgot. Okay, so this is the conversation here. Sussex, let's talk. I wonder how and when did you first heard about Meghan? Why did you start following her and Harry? I first saw this photo in a fashion blog in 2017. I had known a tiny bit about Harry before and started following them after the engagement announcement. Okay, so there's a lot of comments here. Where's mine? I want to focus on mine. Okay, mine is way down there. Okay, so there's this here. This honor goes to Royal Vat. After countless of negative headlines, knowing African American are not what the tabloid persuade her to be, I went on my quest to find what the F was going on. No African American will behave the way the Royal Vat were saying. Not at this level. The infested BS that I saw about the royal family. Alright, that was too much information. Okay, so this is the thing that I wrote here. And different people put different things. There's this, for instance. This is the thing that got me thinking about my response. In 2008 TV show French, there's her doing her thing here. Wow, That's a different language. Thank you for sharing. I've been following Meghan since 2012 when Suit was first broadcast here in the UK. The first time I saw Meghan was in the movie A Lot Like Love. As a Brit, I grew up watching both Harry and William grow up in the public eyes. Pre-Sussex squad, I will describe myself as a royal watcher. Okay, there's that. Love her from Suit, but then no, there was a wedding until my colleagues obsessed with the royal mentioned it. Then I saw people attack her for cradling her baby bump. I gave birth the year prior and loved mine, and I couldn't believe how awful women were about it. Okay, these are the things that people were seeing. I don't even think I saw the baby bump thing. It's while I was searching why the negativity. That's when I had to look. Okay, the abuse during her pregnancy. I think the pregnancy was one too, because one of the questions I was asking, why do the other women in the royal family don't say anything? Because at that time when you are pregnant, this is when you are most vulnerable. So I was questioning about the other royals as well. Why they didn't say anything? So that's when I went on my quest and search, and then I find things about Ford Fiesta, and people on social media was saying that, oh, she had either a miscarriage or something, and that's when I went and looked to see if that was true, and I did 2 videos about them, and that's I'm telling you, and that's how I found out that Edward had Ardent Production and all of that. Okay, some of them I've already I have videos about them. It's on PYTE. All right, so it's through those things, and I'm glad as I was looking, searching, and I record some of them. Otherwise, it would be just my word against whatever, because it was too unbelievable to believe the nonsense that I was seeing. Okay, let's read what's on the screen and then go back to my list. Okay, there's that. Okay, I gave birth the year prior. Okay, that's that. The abuse during her pregnancy and postpartum made me a hardcore fan. Once, when she had just given birth to Archie, I was reading the horrible comment and literally crying. I still can't believe how cool people were then and are now. Alright, let's see here. Sam, and a lot of it were from other women too. Yeah, that's the thing. And this is why I was questioning the royal family, the women in particular. I can't believe it. It really shocked me at the time to see how jealous and awful women could be to each other. Pregnant women are supposed to be treated with care, and she got so much hate. Yeah. I first heard about her when they were dating. I woke up early to watch the wedding, and then after the opera, I started following more closely. There's that. I was so excited about the wedding too. Alright, so there's more comment. Maybe this is something I could come back to at some point. Alright, so you guys could tell me if I should come back to this. I have the link, and I could read some of the squaddies, how they first came about Meghan and Harry kind of thing. Next tweet. Alright, so this is a TikTok. Isn't that the truth? I would like to see the day the British media and their trolls stop talking about Meghan Sussex, who will feed their children. Literally, Meghan's name is single-handedly keeping those trolls fed in this economy. Alright, so there's this here from People Magazine. Family and laying flowers at the Innocent Victims Memorial by the Abbey's West Door. Okay, so let's listen to that. 38 seconds, screenshot, okay?
Every time I talk about the royals, the Brits are out here in my mentions saying, "You can't talk about the royals, you're American." All I have to say to that is, you first. You stop talking about our American. She left your ass 5 years ago. Stop talking about her first, and then I'll stop talking about them. How about that? You can't have it both ways. I am allowed to talk about the royals. That's like why Americans exist. So yeah, until my free will is taken away, which could be any time, I'm going to continue to talk about these two idiots, because at the end of the day, all they are is mediocre white men. Every time I talk about the royals.
That is so true. Okay, when they stop, we will go back to ignore that whole island. So you first, royalists. Exactly. I never knew this is what this tweet was gonna be about. The video in particular. Exactly. We never cared before. We can go back in a second. All they have to do is keep our girl out of their yellow teeth mouth. Well said. That is so true. That is so true. Okay? They didn't expect people to stand up for her. They did not. Okay, so that's this here. Prince Harry and Meghan are better people than me, and that's why they always win. Okay, a British charity says it initially kept Meghan Markle's $1,300,000 donation a secret in case she damaged its reputation. The reason I put this on past videos, I think this is one of them that's up, and I think I'm uploading the second part of it. This one. No. Okay, I'm uploading it now. Okay, but anyway, the other day I was talking about where was I? This one. The other day I was talking about Harry, who made the donation. Oh, that's the part I'm supposed to edit. I didn't edit it yet. Harry made donation to that particular charity let me see if I find it. Oh my god. Okay, so I put this on the list. Okay, this is the thing they're making reference to. It's the same charity that said this about Meghan back, I believe, 2020 or maybe, no, could have been 2019 or 2020. Okay, a British charity says it initially kept Meghan Markle's $1,300,000 donation a secret in case she damaged its reputation. So this is the same charity here. I have the link open. I will share the link in the description. There it is here. A charity in Nottingham said it has received significant donation from the Duke of Sussex, HEMA, okay, that's the name of it, which works to tackle racism and poverty in the city, has received an undisclosed sum from Prince Harry, which will be used to fund 650 food parcels for vulnerable families. So it's the same thing. Alright, I shared this article already in another video. I'll leave the link in the description if you guys want to read it. Okay, so that same charity had said this about Meghan back then, and this is why the squad are saying here, Prince Harry and Meghan are better people than me, and that's why they always win. Other than that, majority of us will leave their asses. We'll ignore them. Because if at the height where the royal rights were making noise non-stop about Meghan, all those negativity, and then for them to not see this is the nonsense that the tabloid is saying to smear her name, and yet she's doing good thing, you kept your mouth shut. This is why the squad said, you know, Harry and Meghan are better than them. Because they will not donate anything to that foundation or charity. I remember this. I feel like the press worded it extremely because they said they were afraid to mention because of the attack that followed. But after Oprah, they decided to. But yes, they're better than me too because that was not enough to cut. All right. He said she was a Marmite. Yep, I remember this. I was wondering if it was the same charity that Harry donated to. They are lucky Harry and Meghan are forgiving couple. They, Harry and Meghan, thought of people the charity is helping. Okay, 8 people like that. Oh my God, I can't believe Harry donated to that same charity. And you know what I think as well? Because I think it's in the US, whatever charity organization that they cut tie with, Archwell, cut tie with because of anti-Semitism kind of thing. In the Middle East, I didn't really report too much on it, so I'm just going on top of my head. So they cut tie with that particular charity or organization. So I think that money that would have gone to that particular charity is now transferring to this one in the UK. That's what I think. Because other than that, I don't know why. Well, they know. Plus, my response said it as well. Because they know who the charity is helping. It's going straight to the people. All right. So there's that. Let's read what's there, and then that's it. These two. Bottom up. This. Right here. Chill. They should have sent it back to her if they felt that way. Yeah. That's what a lot of people were saying back then. Is that the same one? Let's fuck comment. Good Lord. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, it's the same one. Okay? It's despicable. Name the charity to make sure I and everyone else, hopefully, ever give them a penny. Alright, so that, what they did, they say about Meghan, sustain it forever. It will be Harry who will sustain them, getting money from other people like the Sussex squad. The Sussex squad done with them. Well, most of them. I'm not speaking for Sussex squad. All right, taking her donation and shame, then went public to smear them for donating. Those people are a special kind of evil. Remind me of a woman Meghan hugged. She too tried to smear Meghan, saying how dare she didn't allow her to bow down. I don't know anything about that, but okay. There's that. Oh my God, I can't believe Harry donated to that same charity, and no way they didn't know what was said about Meghan at that time. Why? There's 8 comments in there. There's that. Okay, let's pause this. And did so. We in Nottingham are very proud of Harry and the thing he's done for the city. In fact, it was his and Meghan's visit after they first got engaged. Alright, for the sake of this video, I'll share that, but I've already shared this video already.
A Nottingham charity which runs a community kitchen says it's humbled to get a donation from Prince Harry. The Duke of Sussex has long connections with Nottingham and has now made what's been described as a significant donation to HMS, which is based in Hyson Green. The charity works to tackle racism and poverty in the city. Prince Harry told the charity in a letter that Nottingham holds a special place in my heart, having had the privilege of visiting and supporting the community there for over a decade.
I'm a big man, but I cried because he showed genuine compassion and care and connection with the people of this city. He said he understood the struggles that people are going through. He said he understood the struggles the organisation was going through, and he said how valuable the work that this organisation does and how impactful it is to local communities.
Well, let's find out a bit more about this. Heidi Booth's in our newsroom for us. Heidi, this isn't their first involvement with Nottingham, is it?
That's right. The couple's first public walkabout, which we saw just now, was here in Nottingham, of course, back in 2017, not long after they got engaged. After that, the Prince became involved in youth charity work in the city, particularly with 2 local projects in the inner city areas. He visited the Nottingham Academy and the community recording studio several times, in fact, and seems to be a regular visitor at one point. As far as him is concerned, it was Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, whose donation there first came to light when it emerged she contributed to its work in 2020 with a big donation of £10,000. We don't know how much Prince Harry's donation is, but him says it'll fund 650 food parcels for vulnerable families. The charity says it was amazing to get 1 donation from the Sussexes, but to get 2 has left them feeling, I quote, completely gobsmacked and hugely humbled. Emma.
I bet it did.
Okay, so there's that here. And I think the next one, I'm done with this. Alright, let's see here. Is that the one I've inserted? Okay, I covered that already. That was extra because I wanted to mention it. Next tweet. Okay, I swear to God, they hate William. Prince William visited Edinburgh for a new collaboration with street soccer football to help strengthen social connection. That's all he cares about. He's all for it. Soccer, sports, and things like that. I don't know. They should try to connect some things with kids with sport. Instead of the kids hanging out on the street, connect them with sport. This is what he's all about. But they're trying too hard. You know what? They train him to be the way he is, so they deal with him. They don't even post too many unflattering pics of Charles or Camilla, but they always do for William. They're all falling apart over there. Women looks like hell. His wife looks like she's a robot. Charles becoming more unknown. Like every day, poor Edward has aged 15 years and 2. What on earth is happening? But when you look at pictures right after, let's say before the Queen died, if you look at some pictures of Edward and then a picture a week after the Queen died, there was some things that came out, a picture of Edward that came out. He looked like it just deflated. Look at that evil grimace. Never trust such a person. Val doesn't even begin to describe him. I mean, do you blame them? I think they secretly do, but openly to toe the party line. But generally, all of them are a vile lot and will turn on each other at any time for money and document. All right, it clearly shows without a doubt they hate him. Okay, I have always believed that there is something unsettling about this man. Him attacking Harry physically. Thank God Harry and Meghan run away from that family, especially him. He looked evil. He kicked him out. He kicked Harry and Meghan out because they thought that Harry would call back, but they didn't know Harry and Meghan could survive on their own. Well, technically, they pushed Harry out. Alright, thinking that he will come back. Of course, they hate really no mate. The media are not allowed to tell the truth about him. But anyway, next tweet. Alright, Clyde One News counted the dozen like Jesus' disciples. That's the laugh. Meanwhile, the 6 were photographers. The Prince and Princess of Wales have arrived at BAE System in Glasgow. Okay, so that had to do with the speech. Around a dozen people stood outside the gates to watch their car arrive. Their Royal Highnesses are taking part in the official naming ceremony of HMS Clasgow, an anti-submarine frigate. Okay, so that should have been first, but a dozen people. That's what the squad wanted to show us. A dozen people came to see them. Okay, dozen you say? These two are real popular. The reason also the squad are bringing this up, because I think there was something that happened either this week or last week, how popular they were. So the squad are saying, okay, if they are popular, there's the numbers here. That's because they're the most popular royals, but people don't know that yet or care. What a waste of a bottle of whiskey. The Scots aren't fools and give the royal family the true respect they deserve. So just some passers-by wondering why there's photos. They count their heads too as they're minding their own business. But they're so popular, so they keep telling us. That's the 70% approval right there. 12 people showing up. Right, and the other 6 staff members. The most popular royal couple. Let's go to the next one. I mean, like I said in one of those comments, is that they manufacture their reality. You know, they tell themselves lies. Next tweet. Why is non-working royal statue still in this museum? Prince Harry and Meghan's removal. Okay, there was something about... Okay, I probably already covered it. William was in Madame Tussauds kind of thing. So now the squad are bringing this, why her and Ferguson is there and not the Sussexes. Yes, as of May 2025, Sarah Ferguson's wax figure is still displayed at Madame Tussauds. While Wikipedia list of wax figures is not exhaustive, it includes Sarah Ferguson among the figures displayed in Madame Tussauds Museum. Harry and Meghan were only moved. Fergie hasn't been on display for years now. They are still there. They moved Harry and Meghan's figure away from the working royals in 2020. Not a bad thing. Because you don't want to associate with these. Who cares? I'm glad they are not near those people. That's what I'm thinking too. Because she is white, married to white men, while Harry married to a half-white woman. I mean... when you listen to these things, which is true, what you say is true, but when you listen to the mindset of some people due to racism and things like that, you're wondering what kind of universe do these people came from? Because God created everything that's on earth, but yet they're destroying it. So that's pretty much evil. I don't know. When you start thinking deep into these things, you go to the micro fundamental of things and you come up with like, these are evil people. They are the devil. Harry and Meghan's were moved to the award section. I'm glad they are not with those other parasites. Okay, there's that because she's white. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm almost done. Okay, so we're done with the royals here. This is a little bit US kind of thing. And some politics, touch of politics, not really. Okay, oh dear. The lady's ancestors say no stone will be unturned. The Independent. Meghan McCain, okay, McCain merges YouTube show with podcast as low viewership plagues program. I don't highlight it too much when it was in the news, but I don't think she was on the good side of history when it comes to Meghan Markle. Okay, Meghan Sussex. I think that she have said some stuff about Meghan Sussex in the past. So this is why the squad are bringing this up. Okay, I'm telling you, this is why sometimes once you follow the right squaddy, you get to see what's happening in different places because they'll bring the news to you. All right, just 3 months after Mark Halperin made the splashy announcement that Meghan McCain will be joining his media startup to host a twice-weekly show, McCain revealed that she is merging that program with her other podcast and moving it to a new YouTube channel. People are not watching. I mean, they create their bubble, okay? The noise, make it popular because they own all mainstream media. So this is their bubble. And they're making noise when it's just 2 or 3 people who's circulating those noise. Thinking that people outside of their bubble will, I guess, jump in the bandwagon of their stupidity. But critical thinkers, like most of the squaddies, all say, this is not right. This is morally wrong. So while they're in their bubble, who's creating the noise, they own all mainstream medias, all social media thing. Well, they're trying to get TikTok, but it seems like it's not going accordingly. So they buy into their stupid noise, their bubble. Meanwhile, the people who will be spending the eyeballs, who will be watching that thing, are not buying it. Then reality crash, and then this is what happened. Okay, we love to see it. I love this for that hateful racism loser. Must be tough being a Nepo baby who has no dissembling talent, just floating around waiting to be hired. LOL, there's that. From the Super Bowl. My work continues, comma, there's that. Doesn't she know the Temu version of her is already on YouTube? So who's that? Okay, I don't know who's that. Okay, the battle is not yours, it's the Lord. The Sussex don't even have to do anything. Comma is dealing with them one by one. May God continue to show up for them and their children. Alright. I don't like to bring their children until the children at an age where they could make their own decision. And then that's when, okay, we'll pay attention to you. If you're being stupid. Not pay attention. We'll say, comma, go get them or something like that. Not really pay attention to them, but at least listen to what they're saying if they are following their parents' footsteps. Okay, man, how much training can Meghan McCain endure? Maybe it's time for her to start charging a fee for the unsolicited career advice she's known for dishing out. Okay, oh dear. Anyway, well, her mom is very rich. Okay, let me see something. Okay, she'll do just fine. Okay, this is her mother here. This is what I asked Google. Is Meghan McCain's mother rich? The answer is yes. Meghan McCain's mother, Cindy McCain, is considered a wealthy individual. She is an heiress to the Hensley and Company business and has received income from investment, real estate, and trust. She also owns a stake in the Arizona Diamondback. Okay, so there's all of this. You could look those up. She is very rich, but she's very quiet. I believe after the 2020 election or leading up to the 2020 election, because she is the how do they call the person whose partner died? John McCain was her husband. So during the 2020 election, with all of the things that were happening, she came out to support Biden. Okay, I think I have a video where I think I put a spine. Women who had spine during the 2020 election. But unfortunately, she didn't come out for Camilla. But here we are. But anyway, Meghan McCain will do just fine. Okay? It's just now she's humiliating herself for being, I don't know. And the son, her brother is in the Navy or something like that. But anyway, that's a different story. The whole point here, they got money. She'll do just fine. Okay, oh dear. Anyway, let me go and listen to Confession of a Female Founder. I don't care enough to look it up, but I think her mom is an heiress. Okay, so there it is here. Why is she doing this shit? Did she marry a bum? Why is she giving desperate to make a living vibes? She doesn't have the connection for a cushy tank job or something. She got dumped. Okay, I don't know. Now she is going to talk about Meghan and Harry nonstop. I don't know why she's doing that. Really, this is the thing that the squad knows. Why doesn't she go into her mother's business? Take a stake into, I don't know. Well, that's that. This is what I mean. I don't talk about people's children. Let's say during John McCain, she was not in the public eye. Let's say when she was kid or whatever. This is like, we don't talk about people's children. But as soon as they grow up, they are at age of an adult and they start saying stupid things, then there's the pushback. All right, this is my last one for this, okay? U.S. politics. I don't think it is. I think it has to do... Oh, no, maybe it is. Oh, I forgot the number. 3. All right, so let's listen to this. Okay, the intro had me... the intro had me gag. The big and beautiful bill has little, there's the word here, energy. What's happening? All right, let me pause while this is buffering. Okay, it took a while. I had to go into it. All right, so let's listen. It's only 1 minute and 3 seconds. Just listen. And this is the self-destruction that the U.S. is doing right now. And they're doing it overnight.
If something is big and beautiful, why is it that they're waiting till 1 o'clock in the morning or after midnight to be able to work on this big and beautiful bill? Why is it that they have to wait until the media is not paying attention while you're sleeping? I'll tell you why. Because in this big, beautiful bill, they're cutting Social Security, which you're entitled to because you pay into that shit. Medicare, Medicaid, education funding, and food stamps. All to give billions of dollars in tax cuts to the ultra wealthy. And by the way, they didn't just work on it. Literally today, they just passed it. Breaking news. They just passed the big, beautiful bill in the House of Representatives. It is now going to the Senate, where it...
Guess what? It will pass. You know why? Because they're in control of all of the government. All right? This is why the self-destruction is happening. And it is being done by the Republican. And we should not be new to this, like shocked. Oh my God, they've been at it for a very long time. So they learn the... how will I say it? The formula. That's it. They got the formula of how to do it. They lie to the people over and over, and people keep on buying it, and then now that they pretty much the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the President, executive, that's what it is, the executive, and then majority of the Supreme Court justice are their people. So it's like they're gonna do whatever it is they're gonna do. This is why they're running so rapidly. Okay? Why is it? 5 months into his presidency, they're running so rapidly to get what they want. Because they know once it's midterm election, they will not be able to do it. Because people are seeing their tactic. Most likely, their people are not gonna win to get the seat. And this is what I said about if Kamala had won. I compare it with... President Obama first term. Okay, it's almost what's happening here. Donald Trump, I know this is his second term. Okay, this is second term, but what's happening here, his people have control of all of the government, and that's what had happened to President Obama his first term. The first 2 years of his first term, he had all of the government, not the Supreme Court, but the parts that make the law. Okay, the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the presidency. But Trump, what Trump has, he also has all of the 3 houses, including the Supreme Court. So he's running through all of that to get what he wants. This is how the ACA was able to pass Obamacare. Okay, because the Democrats had won all of those, the chambers pretty much. So Trump is doing the same thing. This is why he's running through it really quickly. All right, dismantling so quickly because this is their only chance. And I mean, this should not have been happening because we had his first term already. We saw how he won. He was trying to get to that, but there were Democrats who stopped him. And people who were working for him stopped him.
I'm Miles Taylor. I served as the Chief of Staff of the Department of Homeland Security under the Donald Trump administration. I would go into the office, I would read my intelligence brief, and then it was my job to help the Department of Homeland Security to keep our country safe. What we saw week in and week out, and for me after 2.5 years in that administration, was terrifying. We would go in to try to talk to him about a pressing national security issue, cyber attack, terrorism threat. He wasn't interested in those things. To him, they weren't priorities. The president wanted to exploit the Department of Homeland Security for his own political purposes and to fuel his own agenda. The California wildfires. On a phone call with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, he told FEMA to cut off the money and to no longer give individual assistance to California. He told us to stop giving money to people whose houses had burned down from a wildfire because he was so rageful that people in the state of California didn't support him and that politically it wasn't a base for him. The policies at the border, he wanted to restart zero tolerance and separate families. He said he wanted to go further and have a deliberate policy of ripping children away from their parents to show those parents that they shouldn't come to the border in the first place. A lot of the time, the things he wanted to do not only were impossible, but in many cases illegal. He didn't want us to tell him it was illegal anymore because he knew that there were, and these were his words, he knew that he had magical authorities. He was one of the most unfocused and undisciplined senior executives I've ever encountered. I came away completely convinced based on firsthand experience that the president was ill-equipped and wouldn't become equipped to do his job effectively, and what's worse, was actively doing damage to our security. People who are still serving in this administration have said to me, just wait until the second term. It'll be no holds barred, it'll be shock and awe. We'll do what we want. Given what I've experienced in the administration, I have to support Joe Biden for president, and even though I'm not a Democrat, even though I disagree on key issues, I'm confident that Joe Biden will protect the country, and I'm confident he won't make the same mistakes as this president.
So what he did now that he's become president, he put the people who will listen to him into his cabinet. All right, but let's continue.
It is likely to pass because these Republicans are scared of Trump. That's what's happening. Again, this is that little dick energy shit. They gotta work at nighttime. They gotta work when you're sleeping, when the media's not paying attention, in order for them to pass this shit. And they have the majorities. They control the House of Representatives, they control the Senate, and they control the White House.
There it is.
Here, they control the fucking judiciary.
That's it.
Controlling the Supreme Court because they have a MAGA Supreme Court. Little dick ass energy.
All right. People need to pay attention. This is why I'm not even paying attention. Oops, let me pause. Let me go. Oh my God, let me move it. Oh my God. But anyway, what was that? Okay, my mind just went off. The thing that I was gonna say is that they already had all of their bills set up. Okay, you see when Trump was signing all those executive orders, all of that thing already set up. They have everything set up. It's just that they're running through it really quickly. 5 months into his presidency, the U.S. is in shambles. But anyway, that's all I have. Should we say a prayer? Prayer for, I don't know, for help? That's all I could think of because we need help. Okay, I pray to you as I am desperate for help. I need to know that you care, that you love me. Be my refuge from pain, replacing my distress with peace, and be my strength when I feel weak and find it hard to carry on. Okay, so that's that. This is the prayer for America. Alright, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, I'm going to do another video for PYTE. Alright, so thank you for watching.
Bianca. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.